Introduction: Creatures that defy imagination. If I told you that there are creatures once thought to be fictional, like monsters in cartoons, but actually exist 100%, would you believe it? The natural world always finds a way to leave us speechless, jaws dropped, and exclaiming, "What the heck is this?" The creatures you are about to encounter are not only strange, they exist as a slap in the face to logic, forcing us to reconsider our entire concept of life, evolution, and our own imagination. In a world increasingly accustomed to AI, CGI, and fake news, discovering an animal that looks like it was molded by a Photoshop glitch, yet is completely real, is a miraculous healing tonic. It reminds us that nature is always one step ahead of humans, or a million steps. I will lead you into that world, where limits are for those who have never seen a tardigrade survive in outer space. And that's just the beginning. Are you ready to set aside the ordinary world and explore 10 bizarre creatures so strange they seem like they only exist in dreams? If so, keep scrolling and don't blame me if you can't stop halfway through. Awesome! Now we leave behind the creatures of darkness and step into the thorny realm of nature, where the next creature looks like a living palm tree, covered entirely in spines, with no brain, no eyes, yet it can still move, defend itself, and turn around to bask in the sun. Section 10. The Hairy Sea Urchin. A bizarre creature like a living palm tree, walking on rough spines. A creature with no eyes, no brain, covered entirely in spines like a giant rambutan. Yet it still finds its way, avoids enemies, and lives healthily. So, what reason do humans have to complain? Hello. The hairy sea urchin, also known as the sea porcupine, is a close relative of starfish and sea cucumbers, but it looks like an angry rambutan fruit living throughout tropical seas. Appearance: a geometric marvel, a perfectly round body covered with hundreds of long, hard, and movable spines. Some species have fine hairs between the spines, looking like tiny walking palm trees. Ashki, the mouth is located under the belly, with a very strong circular jaw called Aristotle's lantern, sounding both philosophical and creepy. No eyes, but still sees. Although it has no eyes or real brain, the hairy sea urchin can still respond to light, foreign objects, and movement. Its entire body acts like a giant eye, helping it sense light and shadow directions, thereby determining its path, shelter, and enemies. Spines are not just for defense, but also for walking. That's right, the sea urchin moves by its spines. It has hundreds of tiny tube feet nestled between the spines, coordinating with the larger spines to crawl in a very strange but effective way. Additionally, it uses its spines to turn itself toward areas with more light, like a sunflower, but spiky and fierce. Philosophy from the sea urchin. You may not be the smartest, the fastest, or the most beautiful, but if you know how to make the most of what you have, you can still roll through life steadily. The sea urchin is living proof of the saying, "Nothing is useless. You just haven't learned how to use it yet." Have you ever felt you're not good enough by someone's standards? Look at the sea urchin and learn. Thorny, rough, no one dares to hug it, yet it lives firmly and is extremely useful to the ecosystem. If you're also rolling in your own way, leave a comment saying, "Spiky but unyielding." The next section will introduce a creature as transparent as a jellyfish, but shaped like a flying heart. Do you want me to continue with Section 11, Salp, a strange creature like a flying heart in the water, living in a cooperative society model? Nod, and I'll pick up the pen right away. Wonderful. We are entering the final part of the journey, and the next creature looks like a transparent heart floating in the sea, with no brain, no real heart, yet still knows how to live according to a model of an extremely civilized cooperative society. No joke! Section 11, Salp, the transparent heart that can fly and lives in a socialist way. If there is a creature with no brain, no heart, no limbs, yet still lives happily, healthily, and beneficially for the Earth. It is the salp. Salp is a tiny creature living in the deep ocean, looking like a transparent, jelly-like heart, quietly drifting in the sea. At first glance, you might think it's a sponge or a jelly ghost, but salp is actually one of the most civilized creatures on this planet. Appearance, as simple as jelly, completely transparent, soft body, cylindrical or heart-shaped. No eyes, no brain, no sharp or defensive parts. But when they meet, they connect into long chains, meters in length, like an organic spaceship in the ocean. Living not alone, but as a social cooperative, salps live in a collaborative herd style. When they need to travel far, they connect into chains, hundreds of individuals moving in sync in the same direction, sharing movement force and energy. Just like humans organize into societies to develop together, salps are a natural proof of the power of unity and minimalism. Benefits for the planet. Unexpected. Not only do they live beautifully, salps also have a secret mission, filtering carbon from the ocean. As they move, they eat microorganisms and absorb carbon, then produce heavy feces that sink to the ocean floor, pulling CO2 out of the surface ecosystem. This means they fight climate change every day, without slogans. Philosophy from salp. You don't have to stand out to make a difference. You just need to find the right place and be ready to connect with those who share your direction. Salp reminds us, you may be fragile, invisible, without a strong voice. But when you find the right community, you can create miracles. Have you ever felt lost until you found your chain of people that fits you? If you've ever been like salp, silent but strong in the community, leave a comment, I am a link. And don't look away, because the next section features a bizarre creature that grows a tree inside its body and still lives as usual. Are you ready for section 12? Fungus ant, the insect species living with fungus inside its body, like a mini walking ecosystem? Nod quickly and I'm all in. Now we step into the strangest part of nature, where the boundary between animals and plants blurs, and a creature is both an insect and a mobile mushroom farmer. No joke, get ready to meet a creature that science once didn't dare believe was real. Section 12. Fungus farming ants. A mini walking ecosystem carrying a whole mushroom forest inside, a creature that can live with mushrooms growing inside its body without dying, even living healthily, happily, and usefully? Not in a sci-fi movie, but in the Amazon rainforest. This is the true story of the zombie ant, controlled by fungi, growing mushrooms from its head, and then dying. But even stranger are the fungus farming ants. They are not parasitized by fungi, but actively cultivate fungi in their nests as a way of life. Perfect symbiosis. Unsaji, tiny mushroom farmers. These ants, usually living in South America, build nests like farms with a separate mushroom cultivation area. They gather leaves, chew them into a green mulch, then spread it over the mushroom growing area. The fungi grow and become the main food source for the entire ant colony. No hunting, no meat storage. Fungus ants cultivate their own food, like six-legged mini farmers. But that's not all. They also know how to spray biological pesticides. To protect their fungi from harmful bacteria and molds, these ants secrete bacteria with antibiotic properties, which they apply to their fungus farms like organic pesticides. Imagine a tiny ant colony with farms, farming techniques, and pest control. That's a civilization beneath the earth. Philosophy from fungus ants. Are you small? That's okay, not strong? That's okay too. As long as you know how to organize, care for, and live in harmony with the surrounding ecosystem, you will live better than a hunter. They teach us that some communities don't choose competition, but choose cooperation, nurturing, and growing together. And they have survived for millions of years. Are you the type to nurture or to take over? Comment, I am also a mushroom farmer if you believe in living together to survive, and get ready for the next creature, one without a mouth, without eyes, but still able to communicate with the whole world through bioluminescence. Do you want me to continue with Section 13, Pyrosome, the the giant glowing creature like a spaceship, living by community and light? Give the signal, and I'll type it right away. It's time to enter the mysterious and stunningly beautiful part of the creature world, where a creature looks like both a spaceship and a miracle in the dark night, with no brain, no eyes, no mouth. Yet it glows, communicates, and lives thanks to community spirit. Section 13, Pyrosome, the glowing living spaceship in the heart of the night sea. Imagine a creature several meters long, drifting suspended in the ocean, glowing brightly like silent fireworks, but with no brain, no eyes, no heart, only light and community. That is the pyrosome. Its name comes from Greek, pyro, fire, plus soma, body, meaning fire body. And true to its name, the pyrosome is a creature that can glow all over its body in the ocean's darkness, causing all nearby creatures to scatter because they are overwhelmed. Appearance: between a jellyfish, a UFO, and a miracle. The pyrosome is a long, hollow tube, soft like jelly, ranging from a few centimeters to several meters in length. It is made up of thousands of tiny creatures called zooids, tightly attached to each other, functioning as a perfect collective body. When stimulated, they glow a bright greenish blue, visible from afar in the dark. Living by community. Oni. Perfect harmony. Each zooid in the pyrosome's body is both independent and connected, having a mouth, digestive organs, sucking in water, filtering food, then collectively pumping water out to control the movement direction of the entire pyrosome. It doesn't swim. It floats gently, quietly, like a soul of the sea. When one zooid glows, the signal spreads throughout the body, and the whole cluster lights up like waves of spreading light. A magnificent performance in the darkness. Philosophy from the pyrosome. Alone, you may be weak, invisible. But when you connect with the right people, you become the light that makes the whole world turn to look. The pyrosome is the most beautiful image of collective strength. No showiness, no weapons, just harmony, glowing together, moving together, existing together. Have you ever felt like just a tiny dot until you found people who help you shine together? If so, comment, "I am a part of the light." And don't take your eyes off, because in the next section, we will meet a creature once thought to be a legend, but was discovered. See steer in a restaurant's refrigerator. Do you want me to continue with section 14? The pink handfish, a creature that walks on its hands, once thought to be a myth, then found in a restaurant? Just say, go!